March 2021. Will the real estate market continue to rise? Will it flatten out? Will it go down? Will it slow down? That's what we're going to talk about. I mean, to a certain degree, you could replay my 4 or 5 previous market watches, which would take you back to about June of last year, because not a whole lot's changed. But we're going to talk a little bit about the current market and what I think is going to happen in the next few months. So just remember, disclaimer, this is all my best guess. 35 years of experience for guessing, but last year, 2020, I was 100% wrong in what I thought the market was going to do. So although it's a guess, it's an educated guess, and I have a little bit more information now than what I had at the start of COVID. So that's what all this estimation of the market or guesswork is based on. Okay, so back to my guess. I think the market it'll slow down. I don't think it will go down. In other words, if you have a property listed at $700,000, if I put that on the market now, I know it will sell for $710, $730, $750, $780. That's listed at $700. Now, by slowdown, I think that list price will stay the same, but I think sellers may have to accept a little bit under that price. Not a whole lot, but a little bit under, as opposed to these steps over. That's what I mean by a slowdown and not a go down. Now remember, this whole market is driven by lots of factors, including interest rates being historically low, abnormally low. So for all the new buyers getting in the market, when interest rates were 6-7%, that was kind of normal. Now interest rates are down to 1 or 2 or 3%, and people think that's normal. It's not normal. But according to the best experts, these interest rates will stay low for at least 2 more years. According to the experts, we're going to be in this market for at least 2 more years. That's a market that's going pretty crazy. Now, eventually the market has to slow down because all the people that can buy do buy, and then there's no more buyers left for the property. So then the inventory starts to increase and then the market slows down. So they're the kind of dynamics that are in play all the time. Now, so with the market update, houses in the past year have jumped between 10 and 20% or slightly more. Right now, March 2021, we're seeing house prices jump by 1 or 2% per month. I mean, that's at least 10 to 20% per year. Now, what this has actually done is it's pulled up unit prices. So housing prices start to do this, here's units, and eventually housing prices get up to here and it pulls unit prices up. So I'm seeing units that maybe have sold for $350 a year ago selling for $450 now. So that's the other part of what's happened. And then when those two get out of touch a little bit, people then look at land, vacant land. And so housing prices drag up units and then, ouch, and the second time I've done that, and then drag up vacant land. So it's all tied together. And this all kind of trickles down to rental values. Rental values have been jumping up for lots of reasons, but they're jumping up, they're jumping up, they're jumping up. So that makes a rental property more attractive to an investor because the yield, the return on their investment is getting better and better. Even though they pay this for the property, the rents are pushing up, so their yield starts to get better and better and better. Well, the problem with this is as a buyer, as a normal owner-occupier, you are now competing with not only every other buyer that wants to buy, but also investors that are buying for investment purposes for a rental. So here's the question I get a lot of the time. As a buyer, Daryl, should I just wait it out? I would say, based on my own experience, absolutely not. That is a horrible, horrible strategy, because if you wait it out and the market just continues to do this, at some point you don't qualify to buy. And so you've missed that opportunity of the market going up and your income going up and those lines intersecting. This is where you qualify. And if you wait too long, prices go too high and then your income doesn't catch up and they never cross again and you don't qualify to buy. So I'd say it'd be a huge mistake to wait. Now, not being your typical real estate agent, go, oh, buy so I can make money. I'm saying this because waiting never works in any market. I still own property I bought over 30 years ago that I did not think was a good investment, but I've hung on to it. Time fixes everything. Now, if you only have a 2 or 3 year plan, oh, that's risky, because what's the market going to be in 2 or 3 years? If it does happen to drop down, you're in trouble. Most of the time, you should have at least a 5-year plan and hopefully a 10-year or more plan, and that will normally even everything out from an investment standpoint. Okay, on the rental side, no change there. If we have a vacancy And if we put the property up for rent, we're limited in the numbers that we're allowed in because of COVID. So if you are looking for rentals and you see a property come up, register immediately, because if you wait too long, it'll be full and you won't be able to get in to see it. And then you say, well, let me know when the next showing is going to be, and we will say there won't be a next showing. We'll get a tenant from this showing. So if we do have a vacancy and if we do show it, we'll have 100 people through the property, we'll have 20, 30, 40 applications, and we'll pick a good application. So nothing has changed on the rental side. Rental values are still pushing up. I don't see that really slowing down. Normally, April, May, we start to see a slowdown. I really don't see that happening this year. Now, the other thing I've heard, and this is a real touchy subject because I'm going to say it in a way where you think I don't have empathy, but I do. A lot of locals are saying you should give us first priority on the rental. In other words, don't tell anyone about it, just let us know so we can rent it. It's very hard to do that. In fact, ethically, it's impossible to do because the owner of the property wants me to get the best exposure for the property, get the most amount of people in to get the best tenant into the property. And if I limit that tenant pool to just locals, I'm not doing what's legally right or fiduciary obligation to the owner of the property. So although that sounds really good, in reality it just doesn't work. Do I have empathy for local people that can't find a rental right now? Absolutely yes, I do. What's my advice? Go to as many real estate companies as you can. Meet face to face with whoever does the management in the office, like people do in our office all the time. People pop in all the time, and then we put them on the list and we keep that. And then when a rental comes up, we let them know. We tell them to sign up early so you can see it. And then if their qualifications are right, and if they're one of the better applications, they have a good chance of getting that rental. So just remember, we do treat everyone fairly, and this market will change. And when it does change, buyers will be calling the shots, tenants will be calling the shots, sellers won't get the price they want, landlords won't get the rent they want. It all cycles. Go back a few years ago, all the power was with the buyer and the tenant. Now it's turned around and all the power is with the seller and the landlord. But that will change. Just give it time. So that's it. We are done with, well, not done, but we're in March 2021. If you want to get your property rented out with a reputable local real estate company that actually has an office, we are a really good choice for you. If you want to buy a property, touch base with me, call me, connect with me so I know what you're looking for. It's okay to call and email me on a regular basis. I do not have a problem with that. And if you're a seller and you want to get your property sold and you want to get way more than what you thought, we're also a fantastic choice. That's it. Have a great week, month, day, year, whatever happens to be applicable.